Hello, hello.
Hello.
Are you all happy?
Yes.
It all looks good.
Hello and welcome to Game On, the show that sounds like it could be a politically incorrect Pokemon.
Well, it does, according to Drew Hurley, who wins our competition for a Shadows of the Dam t-shirt.
Well, Game On, I choose you.
Coming up this week.
Codblops UK NO1.
Video game violence gets supreme.
Kinect goes boom boom pow.
Mass extension of Mass Effect.
And we talk our biggest for FEAR3.
This is our moment, brother.
First things first, I would like to pose a question to you. What do you think is the best-selling game ever in the UK, ever?
Ever? Well, in an ideal world, it would be that NES classic Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, but I've got a feeling you're going to tell me something otherwise.
Indeed, I'm afraid so, even after you bought 117 copies of that yourself.
Money well spent.
The best-selling game in the United Kingdom is...
Is it Black Ops?
Yeah, you kind of ruined that for me.
Yeah, but come on, it's not really much of a surprise, is it? Activision's stranglehold on the gaming world really does know no bounds, and now it's official.
I hate you a little bit. As of the 25th of June 2011, the Treyarch developed Call of Duty Black Ops has sold a staggering 3,722,411 copies in the UK.
Which is a whole 20,001 copies more than its predecessor, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Perfect figures.
Yeah, well, I didn't get a B in GCSE maths for nothing, you know.
The game has only been out for 8 months, which means it really is a huge old number.
Yeah, it works out as around 465,301 copies per month.
Or if you want to get really specific, 15,976 a day.
You know, that B should really have been an A star.
The latest Codblops DLC pack, Annihilation, was released earlier this week, which will probably see even more sales.
Particularly when the likes of famous people show off their allegiance to Call of Duty.
Yep, there's more acronyms and you can shake a stick at as a couple of players from the NBA get their hands on COD.
And BTW, FYI, they're probably not as GOOD at it as us.
LOL.
I'm here to show off my skills, my championship skills, in front of the world.
He says he's the best, and I don't really believe it. You know, Jet talks about this, that, and you know, he's whatever. I'm just gonna go out there and compete.
And we need to hone our skill. We need to get into not with everybody else in the room. We need to get to where we can work on our game.
I really feel we can't move on without making a comment about his name.
Come on now, restrain yourself.
No, seriously though, Jason Terry. It's like a first name for a last name. Mental.
Well, the Black Ops phenomenon probably won't stop until people start buying Modern Warfare 3 when it comes out later this year.
Or Battlefield 3.
Or maybe that, yeah.
Next, video game violence. It's gory.
It's joyfully gratuitous at times.
And now it's been deemed constitutional in the US. The US Supreme Court has proved that in secret all its justices are clearly hosting Mortal Kombat tournaments in between their day-long GTA binges.
Well, that's what we hope they will do.
Yeah, the highest court in the land of the free and the home of the brave agreed to throw out a proposed law that would ban the sale of violent video games to under-18s in California.
It was in agreement with a federal court that claimed the ban would violate the constitutional rights of minors.
So now, as well as countless American adults preaching it's their constitutional right to own a gun, there'll be countless American children preaching they should own games by law.
Yeah, but still better put down the guns and pick up a controller.
You sound like a hippie.
That's a great message. Ironically, the man who signed off this law was former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who is, of course, famous for appearing in totally non-violent films like The Terminator and Predator.
And something else that should have been ruled a violation of constitutional rights, Batman and Robin.
Let's kick some ice.
The crazy-ass law that would have prevented kids from playing things like this. And this
would have seen retailers selling violent games to minors fined up to $1,000.
And it probably would have upset the 46 million households in the States that own a games console.
Yeah, so much so they would have been up in arms. Well, it would have been their constitutional right after all. There's been quite a lot of Kinect news over the past week.
Yeah, and unfortunately we're not too excited about much of it.
No. Let's start with Ubisoft's announcement to make a new dance game.
I personally can't get enough of busting some moves in my front room, but Steph has another view.
Well, considering the new game is called the Black Eyed Peas Experience, I got a feeling that this game's going to be a bad game, Check it out.
Yep, all the members from the group whose natural vocals sound oddly robotic are set to appear in their very own experience.
Just exactly what you can hope to experience from the game, though, is at this point anyone's guess.
From the looks of it, it's set in a garish 80s nightclub that looks kind of like something lifted from GTA Vice City.
Tommy Vercetti would not be impressed.
It's not just for Kinect though, the BEP Dance-a-thon will also be available on the Wii.
Unlike our other piece of Kinect news, interactive adverts.
I have something really cool that I want to show you today.
Dubbed new ads for natural user interface ads.
Clearly they don't know how to spell.
I know, where did that I go? Anyway, you'll soon be able to interact with not just games and films with voice and gesture, but also with the adverts.
Funnily enough, though, the best voice interaction we can think of is Xbox skip ads.
Yeah, but not if it's one of those ads for a certain type of cola drink. Those are hilarious.
Hilarious. Well, Microsoft put up a long and boring video explaining their new ads.
They should be called noob ads.
But we couldn't help noticing the writing on the whiteboard behind their man.
Yeah, it looks like it says move cook.
Drastic tactics to tackle their competition over at PlayStation then.
Xbox, goodbye.
Now, Mass Effect 3, it's been delayed until 2012.
And BioWare has been rumoured to be including a co-op multiplayer mode that some of you think could detract from the main game.
But there is light at the end of the tunnel.
A pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
A cloud with a silver lining.
A cow.
No. I think they got the point. Despite ME3 supposedly being the final instalment in the series, it would seem BioWare is keen to continue the galactic RPG franchise.
In an interview with Forbes, co-founders Greg Zishushuk and Ray Mizuka said the type of aliens in the world and the types of people that inhabit space have really resonated with people.
A bit harsh to call those astronauts in the ISS aliens.
They meant in the game, you Krogan. Well, not only did the BioWare chief say they have a desire to continue the franchise, they also said they're already working on the details.
It's now just a question of figuring out what the fans want and figuring out the right way of doing it.
Interesting idea.
What would you all like to see from an extended Mass Effect franchise?
Wouldn't it be great if there was a way you could type your ideas and share them with the world?
We've sent Nathaniel all the way to Italy to do some good old-fashioned journalism digging and bring back a scoop on the new Assassin's Creed game.
And we're happy to say that we can in fact go live to him now. Nat, what can you tell us?
Nat, can you hear? If you can, put the spoon down.
We seem to be having technical difficulties right now. We'll check back with Nat a little later.
Yeah, well, one thing's for certain, he definitely got a scoop.
And finally, childbirth.
Yes, an interesting subject to cover here at Game On, but we've all heard it described as painful, emotional, and a bit scary.
But in the case of Lady called Alma, it's a nightmare of epically psychic proportions and it's terrifying.
It's FEAR3.
The third instalment in the FEAR franchise.
f.e.a.r.
FEAR. Sees you take on the role of Point Man once again, the super commander with the reactions of a cobra trained by the Israeli army.
Only this time you're not working alone. Your brother Paxton Fettel is along for the ride and being as creepy as ever.
Didn't he die in the first one?
Yeah, Point Man killed him.
Isn't that a bit awkward?
Well, yeah, but this is what makes Fettel extra creepy. He has a bullet hole in his head and his super telekinetic power has given him life from beyond the grave.
That's scary.
It's fun.
The two brothers return to the city of Fairpoint to track down their dead ghost mother, Alma, who's been hell-bent on revenge against the world who wronged her.
Alma's psychic abilities have caused Fairpoint to descend into a world of madness and monsters, which you have to battle through to reach her before she gives birth to another child.
Because let's be honest, most kids are embarrassed by their mum, but when she's a dead 26-year-old who's terrorising the world, it's just, come on, mum. The plot to FEAR3 sounds straightforward enough, but you are thrust headfirst into it, meaning if you don't have a basic knowledge of the previous two games, you'll be a bit confused for a while.
Yeah, the whole talk of contractions will make you wonder what the hell is going on, but if you play the game the way it was intended to be played, it won't really matter.
Unlike the other two FEAR games, number 3 is supposed to be a co-op experience with player 1 as Point Man and player 2 as Vettel.
Playing like this is definitely the best way to get the most out of the game.
Best way to get the most out of the game. You just wanted someone to hold your hand while you were playing, didn't you?
We were engineered to be killers.
Controlling two totally different characters gives both players a unique experience of the game.
Yeah, particularly as they both have different abilities. Point Man is ever the commando, specialising in guns, melee combat and guns, whereas Vettel relies on his psychic abilities to throw things with his mind, possess enemies and then explode them from within.
Gross. What makes FEAR3 an interesting and more complex co-op game is the relationship between the brothers that translates into the gameplay.
There are challenges to complete along the way that pit them against each other, and you can choose to support or hinder your partner as well.
Proving that squabbling siblings can still affect the hardest of war-experienced soldiers and ghosts. The atmosphere developers Day One Studios have created is impressively scary at times, and often when you're running around winding corridors and dark corners, you're constantly put on edge that something's going to jump out and cause you to hit the pause button screaming.
Or stand and fight it.
Yeah, all that.
The only problem with the atmosphere is that as a lot of the scenery looks the same, you can often find yourself walking around in circles and taking a while to find your way, which kind of detracts from the fear a bit.
Yeah, many a time we found ourselves wishing there was a map screen to give us a bit of a hint.
Or that Point Man had paid more attention in geography.
Of course, co-op isn't the only way to play the game, but it becomes a toss-up between being really scared on your own or getting the best gameplay experience and help from Vettel.
We would recommend a friend.
Nice rhyme.
Simply so you don't have the option of getting frustrated with Vettel's AI.
Or lack thereof. All in all, FEAR3 is a good combo of shooter and horror, which there aren't really too many of at the moment.
The options of playing as distinctly different characters gives a rather short game a pretty good replay value.
Particularly with the multiplayer options available to you as well.
And so we would like to give FEAR3 a score of 7.5 points. Point Man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I really wish Vettel would possess you. He'd probably have better jokes.
Just before we go, let's switch back to Nathaniel, our reporter on the ground.
Now, what Assassin's Creed news can you exclusively give us? Is he still eating that?
The man loves his ice cream, what are we going to do? And so we come to the end.
But of course, if you want more Game On goodness, make sure you like us at facebook.com/GameOnTV.
And follow us on Twitter for yet even more social networking stuff.
Yeah, we're off to test out our telekinetic powers on some Italian ice cream.
More gaming gelato next week.
No, we need an auto-tuner. But not offensive to you, I'm saying the Black Eyed Peas.
Tom Vercetti would not be impressed.
Tom Vercetti? Tom Focaccia.
Tom Vercetti.
You are like Ron Burgundy. I am so going to write something hilarious on here.
I am the worst person ever. The latest COD Blops DLC pack Annihilation was released.
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Nation is the next DLC.
Anal Nation.
It's not even a word. Cool.
Sounded like a robot.
Well. Oh no. Ironically, the man who signed off this...
Ironically.
Former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Governator. Carry on. The Barmy Law.
Who says
Who
balmy?
says balmy? Nutty.
No! Bonkers.
Bonkers.
I just said bonkers as a joke.
Okay.
Co-op multiplayer mode. That was a lot of northern words at once.
Now,
Hang on. Just playing with the old hair.
harsh words. Harsh words.
Undeserved.
We've sent Nathaniel all the way to... It's FEAR3!
Physics. The third instalment in the FEAR
Sorry, I was
franchise.
kind of snorting when you did that.
Stop your snorting, man. You are thrust headfirst in... Headfirst. Share ideas. There are a lot of scenery. Looks the same. Oh, geography. So that you don't have the option of getting frustrated with f.e.a.r.
What? f.e.a.r? Who's that?
Vettel's Al?
Vettel's AI. Vettel's Al. Hey, my name's Vettel, but you can call me Al.
You be my bodyguard.
I don't know the words. I just know the word bodyguard. What are we going to do? Nat's going to get fat. Hello and welcome to the Game On Grapevine.